The basement of La Penta, it's WICR.
Hello, Iona College. Welcome back to Entertainment Overload with Jersey Joe and Armand Amadeo. Just hit on the entertainment section. It's time to move into the sports section now. We just kind of alluded to it. Kobe Bryant broke a record the other day, but it's not really the kind of record you would like. The NBA record for most missed field goals. Now, Armand, of all people, of course, Kobe Bryant would own this record.
I mean, Kobe Bryant. It always comes down to Kobe. I mean, he always wants to take things into his own hands. He shoots more than Michael Jordan. He shoots more than LeBron. He shoots more than anyone. And you see Kobe Bryant shoots 30 shots a game. I mean, Jordan shot a lot better from the field. LeBron, we know he shoots over 50% every year. Very efficient player. So, yes, I wouldn't be surprised by this record, Joe.
I mean, the numbers here, he just passed John Havlicek for most missed field goals all time with 13,418. That is a lot of shots, but we know how Kobe is. Kobe wants the ball. If Kobe doesn't get the ball, Kobe's not happy. And we saw, I don't know if we saw the play last night where they were playing the Memphis Grizzlies. Jeremy Lin deferred. Kobe Bryant, could have got the ball, but he passed the ball out to someone else. I don't think Kobe was very happy about it.
Kobe probably didn't let him sleep last night.
Kobe was not happy about it. He was all good about it, talking to the press, but I mean, man, this Lakers team is bad. It really is. It's terrible.
Booster didn't play that bad last night.
He did not, and he hasn't looked terrible, but I just kind of feel bad for Kobe because, I mean, they're 1-6. They're not a good team.
They can't play defense. They can't rebound. I mean, that's where Boozer comes in badly. He can't crash the board.
And that's why I think you're going to see Kobe's shot numbers go up ridiculously because it's Kobe. This team is Kobe. If he doesn't do it, if he doesn't have a good night offensively, this team's just going to be, I mean, I don't know.
I would love to see them try and get against the AC, but it's impossible.
It is impossible. It really is impossible. I mean, you look at teams like the way the Grizzlies are playing right now, the Kings we were talking about last week. I mean,
I'm a secret Kings fan.
I'm okay with that. I was a year too late. I was a year too early. Last year, I was like, this Kings team, you watch out. This is their year. They're going to make maybe a run. I was a little early. Now they're kind of look like they're figuring it out. Darren Collison, I don't think he played last night, though. Because I have him in fantasy.
No,
and he
I
had
think
0 points.
Sessions played.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, because I had him in fantasy and he had 0 points. But, obviously, today, I'm also wearing the Miami Heat Chris Bosh jersey. Had to pull out the Bosh jersey. Armand, I know my thoughts on Chris Bosh, but I want to hear what you've thought of him so far.
Chris Bosh, he looks like the 2007 Chris Bosh.
I'm glad to hear you say that. He does.
Bro, right now, he's the best power forward in the game.
Yeah. Think about how dynamic he is. There's no power forward who's as athletic as he is.
You're absolutely correct,
He
Joe.
could do it all.
The only one would be Blake Griffin, but Bosh is a way better shooter than Blake Griffin.
And I give credit to Blake. He's improved. He's improved his game every year. I mean, he's definitely getting better with his perimeter shooting. But I mean, it's still very much a work in progress. But Chris Bosh, I mean, you just look at him, there's not a lot of players who can just cover as much ground on the court as he can. He's really a threat to score from anywhere. He could play around the basket. He rebounds the ball now better. He can play defense. And the thing I really like about Chris Bosh was I was watching a lot of interviews for the Heat leading up to the season is he said, I'm not worried about the offense. The offense is going to come on its own. It's defense. I've got to be a leader on defense. I've got to really grind it out on defense. And that's the mindset you have. My philosophy, Armand, is defense is a mindset. Offense is a skill set. So I think for a guy like Bosh, it's just it's that commitment. I mean, you look at some teams, and even like the Cavs, I think the reason why they'll get better is because it's just buying in on defense. You don't have to be the most talented player in the world on defense.
You're right.
But you've got to just lock down, just commit to it.
Defense is all about being aggressive.
It is.
It's all about coming out with a lot of energy, moving your feet, shuffling, crashing the boards. It's about playing physical.
It is.
And that's what makes a good defensive player. It's a mindset. It's actually a really good analogy you got there.
Not
everyone could score the ball. I mean, you got to work hard. You got to put a lot of practice in. You got to develop footwork. I mean, there's a lot of, you got to develop your shot.
You see things like guys who normally wouldn't be considered valuable at all are so valuable because of their defense.
Look at someone like Tony Allen.
Exactly. Look at Tony. That is a perfect example. Tony Allen is a guy who's just a relentless defender.
He can't shoot from 12 feet away, but he can lock down Kobe Bryant.
That's how valuable he is, though. I mean, that is like there are guys who really just get so much of an advantage advantage in the league because they're not the best offensive players because that takes a lot of a skill set to be a great scorer, but they just have that willness where they every single play they know they bring that energy on defense.
Another player that comes to mind wasn't a very productive player, could never score, but in his prime he was a great. He used to hustle, play great defense. Shane Battier.
That is my next one. Yeah, I mean, you saw like from the 3-point shot, he had it every now and then. A little.
He wasn't a consistent shooter. But he was okay.
When he was in rhythm, he had it, but there was a lot of dry spells for him. But that was that was one of the biggest keys when the Heat won their first the 2 championships was a guy like him. They didn't have the first year when they lost to the Mavs. When they brought him in, I thought that was one of the biggest pieces because that's a guy who's just going to just be relentless on defense, take charges. I mean, who took charges like Shane Battier? What a just smart player. I mean, and I love players like that. I really do. They're not the most talented offensively, but on defense, they're always bringing
Another person, we always talk about Robin Lopez.
Yes, absolutely.
He's that guy in Portland. He's like the only one who plays defense out there, him and Wesley Matthews.
That's their problem they just need, I love
Lillard and Aldridge are not known for their defense at all.
Definitely not Lillard. Lillard, he's still young, but Aldridge too. The one thing I did like about Aldridge is when I was watching the Rockets last year, I was like, I think it was kind of just like he was so filled with energy. I was like, he scored a bucket and then he's sprinting back the other way to play D. I was like, where has this been?
Well, he played good against Dwight. Dwight wasn't that good. Dwight's overrated as it is. I hate Dwight Howard.
I gotta admit, Dwight, if you're listening, I gotta be honest, we're not Armand strongly dislikes you. I gotta be honest, I'm not a big fan either, Dwight. I really am not.
I love Dwight from Orlando, but ever since he left Orlando, he became a little prima donna.
Oh yeah.
A little sissy, thinking that he's the best, and he doesn't show it. So
nope.
Where are you going to get the credit if no credit's due?
Big Al and DeMarcus Cousins. I'll take them every single day of the week.
The difference between Al and DeMarcus, he looks like he's maturing a little bit this year, but he's still a crybaby.
Did you see the other day when his coach was going nuts and he calmed his coach down? Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness.
There you go. He is maturing. He is.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe someone like Rudy Gay, someone who's been undervalued his whole career in the NBA. I feel bad what the NBA has done to Rudy Gay.
Well, here's the only problem I have with Rudy Gay is, I'll be honest, I thought he had the perfect situation in Memphis because they were a absolute just stud of a defensive team, and they covered up his defense a little bit, and he was just a perfect scoring guy for that team.
Yeah, but they did disjustice to him.
But then, here's the thing, he goes to Toronto, they trade him, and Toronto's a better team without him. And then it's not like they got like Earth and Mountain for him. They got like Grievous Vasquez, a nice point guard. I don't know. I like Rudy Gay, but I'm not in love with Rudy Gay.
I'm telling you, this year's gonna come into his own.
Well, the Kings look like they figuring it out. They really are. It's tough in the West.
It still is really early.
It is, but still
it's only
very
8 games in. They might be just having a good stretch right now, but
yeah.
We'll see how it goes. I definitely like them, though. I agree with you.
I've been keeping my eye on them. I like Mike Malone, his energy. DeMarcus Cousins, he keeps that mindset like he has.
I don't like Phoenix, so don't bring up Phoenix to me.
Yeah, no.
People think Phoenix is great, don't know what they're talking about.
Well, the only thing I like is I think when you... like we were saying it, I just think when you're a smart team like they are and you have 3 point guards who can play like they are, they're going to win a lot of games. But I'm with you, too. Aside from the 3 point guards...
the positions.
Exactly. They don't have a lot of... they have the Morris twins... okay. I don't love their personnel aside from that.
There's no front court play there. Plumlee, no.
Oh,
Joe Green, inconsistent.
Yes.
Come on, Joe.
I'm with you.
Depth anyway.
I'm with you. That's the only thing is I like their point guard depth, but aside from that, they are missing a lot of holes. But the NBA season, it is going. It's in full force right now. It's balancing, though. You've got football right now, and you got basketball. The good thing is, like football, you got the Thursday and the Monday games, and then you've got basketball to balance it out on the rest of the nights. But what's been up with these Monday night games? What an awful stretch of games.
Absolute travesties.
Terrible. They've been blowouts. They just haven't been competitive.
Thursday nights have been the same way.
Definitely. We've had a little bit better. The last 2 weeks before this Browns one, they were a little bit better. Your Dolphins play this Thursday night. They're at home, so I'm guessing it's going to be a blowout.
I don't think so, Joe. We can't beat Buffalo.
You don't think so?
I think we've lost to Buffalo. We got swept by them last year, and then we got swept by them the year before that.
I picked Buffalo to win that game,
I think we've lost our last 4 in a row against Buffalo. So.
I forgot about how much...
Well, look at it this way, Joe. There's a lot riding on this game. Whoever loses this game is most likely out. They'll be 5-5. They're done. 6-4. They'll go on to live another day. So this is a playoff implicated game right here.
What did you think of the Lions Dolphins game? I mean, I'm not trying to rub it in.
No, I know. It was a great game. It was honestly a great game. I mean, great defensively from both teams. Matthew Stafford just made unbelievable. The thing with Matthew Stafford that he has on all the quarterbacks is the guy has not one set release. He has so many different mechanics he can go to.
And that's what drives me nuts. But I'm with you. He's so many different ones, but he has those lazy ones where tries to sling the ball, sidearm throw it. I'm like, what are you doing?
In that situation, he did what you just said, and somehow he got in. Rashad Jones is a good guy. You just had to turn his head around. Rashad Jones is a great safety.
Yeah. That one pick though,
Brett Grimes.
Oh my God!
I love Brett Grimes. He's top 5 corners.
I liked him.
He's really good.
I liked him in Atlanta a lot.
He improved his game a lot.
He got hurt in Miami, took a gamble on him, and it was
tore his ACL.
Great.
Look at him. He came back. He got 4 feet off the ground. He just tore his ACL 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He really is. But I like the game. The one thing that I'm still a little worried. I mean, everybody's kind of, I think, more on the Lions bandwagon now. 7-2. I think you've got to be convinced, but I'm still worried about their offense. I really am.
No, Megatron's back. I mean, the only thing I don't like is I don't like your run game. Reggie Bush is not the same runner. Joy Bell, I mean, he has his fumbling problems.
Yep.
He's not very cautious when running the ball. The only problem in a game like that, why Detroit was able to slip away, because Miami, in the end, on that, I knew they were going to get the touchdown, because when they were at, what were they, 14-yard line?
Yeah.
The Dolphins rushed 3. I don't know why these NFL teams rush 3. Because when you rush 3 and you're in zone coverage, you're giving the quarterback at least 10 seconds to get the ball off. Because rushing 3, there's 5 guys on the line. You're not going to impact the quarterback. I mean, they're a quarterback for a reason. They made the NFL for a reason. I don't care if you're Matt Schaub. You're going to make the pass. So you got to always bring 4, because that 3 bullcrap doesn't work. It's unbelievable. I don't know why these NFL teams do it. The best thing to do is always bring pressure on a quarterback.
Always.
Especially in a situation like that, because he has to throw the ball 14 yards. You're going to have to give the runners at least 3 seconds to get down.
Well, and here's the thing, too. The Lions' offensive line's nothing special. I mean, it's really not. I mean, they've got a lot of holes on the offensive line.
But what's the point of taking one? If you put someone like Olivia Vernon or Jared Areg, I know Cameron Wake was on the line. I know Randy Starks was. But you need to put another guy. The Dolphins don't even blitz that much. They bring pressure with 4 guys because their line is unbelievable. Best part of this team is their 4-man rush. And the Dolphins just evaded that in the last call. And I don't Joe Philbin, he really pisses me off.
I feel you. I don't know. Do you feel like there's a team we can all really like? I feel like this year it's really anyone's game. I think any team this year really has a good chance.
You know what it is, Joe? I think it's New England. That wake-up call against Kansas City has awakened this New England team.
Yeah.
They are scary.
The only thing I think I'm with you.
They're balanced, too.
If you made me pick a team I thought was going to make it all the way, I would go with New England as well. But I just feel like this year, even New England early in the season, I mean, every team's so much different from the earlier in the season.
I mean, Joe, you might think I'm crazy, but my NFC Championship, I have Detroit playing Green Bay.
I could see it. Here's the thing is, in the NFC, I mean, it's really, I think the teams that are home, it's up to anybody right now. I mean,
listen, the Cardinals, they're done. I mean, Carson Palmer tearing his ACL. I mean, Drew Stanton has played very well. He had 2 big wins against San Francisco, and who was the other one? He beat someone good.
I'm trying to think who they beat. The only team they lost to was Denver.
But he had 2 notable wins. And the Giants. I mean, the Giants are an okay team, but they're not bad. So,
on the road, though, that's a tough game.
I mean, Drew Stanton, the guy was a 3rd-string quarterback 4 years ago.
The only thing I think that it won't be the biggest drop-off for the Cardinals is I never thought that the Cardinals won because of Carson Palmer.
You're right. You're right.
He doesn't turn the ball over. He moves the ball down the field.
Games.
They do. But I'm with you. If they had Carson Palmer, it's a different story. It's just with Drew Stanton, I mean, even with them, I just think they're a great fourth-quarter team and everything, but you're going to need firepower in some of these points. You're going to need to be able to just get the ball down the field like that.
In the playoffs, you need to score.
It is. So I'm with you. I think if I had to pick the 2, I mean, let's be honest.
Seahawks, come on, Joe.
The NFC South is a mess. That division's just a battle of mediocrity right now. I'm with you too. The Seahawks and Patrick Willis is out for the 49ers out for the year.
Come on.
That's as big a loss you could possibly have.
Navarro Bowman's returning possibly this week.
That'll help.
Aldon Smith's been reinstated. Yep. So you got two guys come back. So
but the Seahawks especially, they don't scare me at all.
They look like they're the 09 Seahawks.
Yeah. So and that's but I'm with you. The Green Bay Packers
and the loss of Mebane's big too.
Yeah, that's a huge loss.
Because if you look at the Seahawks, they've only been good against the run this year. The Legion of Boom is not the Legion of Boom from last year. They're mediocrity against the pass.
What are you saying? You're 100% right. The big quarterbacks are not afraid to throw against them. Matt Stafford, a guy like him. We saw Phillip Rivers and Tony Romo, probably two of the best quarterbacks they played. Not afraid. They went right after them, and they had a lot of success against them.
You're absolutely right, Joe. See, I love me and you on a sport talk show. It keeps there's a lot of rhythm, a lot of transition. And it's very good.
Because know what, I like it because
we just go back and forth, rapid fire.
You're getting good stuff because both guys. You're talking about
I love football.
Yeah,
football and basketball is my forte.
Oh yeah.
And you too, pal.
Oh, I even forgot. I was going to do some baseball, but look, when you got time to talk basketball and football
we'll
baseball.
Talk baseball in March.
Yeah, we'll talk baseball when we get there. But, Dev, look, it's going to be exciting because, we saw the matchup with the Lions and the Packers earlier in the season. The Lions won that game. And, the Packers are so much different now than they were that early in the season. But it's going to be a good battle because Detroit defensively, the thing that is amazing about Detroit is, this is so much of a different team than last year. They're so sound now.
It's the defense.
They don't beat themselves. Mm-hmm. They're not a penalized defense.
Well, Joe, you know why, Joe? Why? What do we always talk about? Why they're so much better?
Mr. Jim Schwartz.
Oh, I hate that man. He is horrible. He was one of the worst coaches in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
And then he had a rush. They had to praise him like he's the Messiah after that game. That was horrible. Bad sportsmanship.
He's a clown. He really is. Look at them now. Look at this defense. They don't get penalties.
Because you have a respectable coach, Jim Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell has done such a good job. And I think part of the reason Detroit's offense is a little less explosive is because we saw Schwartz was kind of just like, yeah, Stafford, do whatever you want. And he threw a lot of picks. Yeah. But now they're a lot more conservative. I will say, though, they have had a lot of trouble getting in rhythm. Mm-hmm. But in the fourth quarter, they're
one of the best bounce-back teams.
They make the plays.
It's a great point.
They do. Golden Tate's been incredible.
Yes.
You get Calvin Johnson back healthier.
Ebron's going to be a future for this team.
Aside from the running game, they've got it looks like they're picking up at the right time.
You know what's funny? How they're top 5 defense in the league, but Stephen Tulloch, the most vital person to this defense, he went out.
I'm with you. He's one of my favorite linebackers in the game.
And DeAndre Levy has stepped up, man.
He's a good player.
He's the vocalist now.
He is. Tulloch and Levy were such a good pair.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were always such an underrated combo of linebackers to have there. But the Lions, things are good. Things are good with entertainment overload. Just a phenomenal show. Entertainment stuff, sports stuff. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Armand, you got any other shows coming up this week?
Any other shows?
Yeah.
I got one tonight with Anthony.
Oh, wow.
Sports Just Cuz.
Sports Just Cuz.
And we have a special guest star in Sean Edwards.
Sean Edwards coming in to bring the heat. That'll always provide some comedy there. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Everyone have a great day, and stay tuned to all the great shows coming up.
Hello everyone, this is Gregory Kasimis from the Metro Deli in Scarsdale. The Metro Deli has been part of the Westchester community for over 10 years. We always use the freshest and highest quality ingredients for all our dishes and catering events.